Hello, viewers. I'm SP, and welcome back to Gloomhaven, where I am now starting my second attempt at the barrow lair here. I decided not to post the first attempt because it is kind of just like a boring loss to the timer again. Once again, the enemies are not a huge danger, but I just ran out of cards. And I thought, for there to be 4 videos and 2 of them to just be retries of the same scenario for the same kind of it's kind of the most boring way to lose, I think. For the same reason, would just not be great content. So hopefully nobody minds that I clipped out me doing kind of a bad job managing tempo again. And we're gonna have at this one more time. Now, unfortunately, I do feel like in a lot of ways it wasn't. I'm not gonna try to say it wasn't my fault, but there are elements that definitely contribute to it. That can contribute to it taking a long time to kill the enemies here. When it says all mercenaries start with 3 curses here, what I was forgetting at the end of the last video is that our characters are called mercenaries. What it means is this is a place where I think the digital representation is really doing you a disservice as a player trying to understand the game, where it's really de-emphasizing the presence of the attack modifier deck, which is, I might argue, the single most important element of the game to understand. By completely hiding it, it says all mercenaries start with 3 curses and gives you no way to know what that means. Nothing mouse overable, nothing clickable. But if you were playing the board game version, you would know what that means, because you would have had to have been instructed to shuffle 3 times 0 curse cards into the deck. So our decks are weighted very negatively this time, and the deck was definitely feeding me numbers that were very negative even beyond that. That is definitely, this certainly part of why I lost. Each of these archers took 5 attacks to go down. And we're going to hope that the random number generator likes us just a little bit more this time. So let's get pretty aggressive, but pretty aggressive in a way that doesn't require us to burn cards. That, I think, is the core element of this. Massive Boulder as a move 4 to allow the Cragheart to get adjacent to one of the archers right away, I think, is pretty important. And if we're going to do that, we want something like... we could do a basic attack off of anything, but probably Crushing Grasp, right? Hit relatively hard. Obviously, we want Crushing Grasp to be the lead. And then you... Actually, I guess we only have to move 3. Does that change? I probably want to have Massive Boulder available as an attack, so maybe Dirt Tornado is our move. Oh, Backup Ammunition. Backup Ammunition is our move. I don't think I want to use Backup Ammunition early. I do think this is a really cool element of the pacing, that having to worry about how many cards you have left makes it way less simple to know when you should put on a long-standing buff like Backup Ammunition, because maybe you can't afford to burn an extra card at all ever. I was trying to be really conservative about that, and it was not good enough. I'm hoping things will turn out here. Provoking Roar followed up by the move 3 from Sweeping Blow, right? And my hope here is just to get adjacent to both of them quickly, make them do all their attacks with disadvantage. 31. That's a bummer. It's a little bit of a bummer. All right. Let's go say howdy. We can at least make this one unable to attack, which is nice. I'm not pushing you anywhere. The other thing I learned, and I meant to look this up before restarting and I didn't. The other thing I learned when attempting to fulfill Professional here is that the Warhammer is not refreshable after a long rest. I'm guessing it has to do with the icon in the lower right of the Warhammer, but the fact that I can't mouse over it to get the text of that effect definitely makes it harder to verify that. They should, make that work right. Oh, cool. It's a ×0. And it's not even one of the curses. It's a normal ×0. So it just goes right back in the deck. That's fun. That's good fun game design. We get our disarm at least. That's fine. Okay, and then you are going to move 3. And we're going to get our earth energy rolling here. Hey, that's nice. What if sometimes you could do a damage? Okay, so I don't really want to spend like a big, we don't want to be burning cards, right? Not so early. But like this might be a good time for, say, spare dagger plus warding strength, just attack. And you can don't need to hit very hard, but I do need to hit. I guess Earthen Clod. Well, Earthen Clod's... I must have another melee attack. Opposing Strike, unfortunately, is not very good for this situation. Avalanche will burn. So yeah, we're just doing a basic attack 2 here then. So it may as well be Unstable Upheaval, which we're unlikely to use for anything else anytime soon. And then I think it's like... and then I think we got to move into the next room, right? We got to get going. So what do we want to move into the next room with is the question. And I guess the answer is that it doesn't matter. We'll use Rumbling Advance just because it refreshes the element. I think that should be fine. Okay, and the archers are going nice and slow. So, first things first. Please, please, please don't ×0 me. Alright, and then we move 2.
You open the door to a large crypt littered with coffins. At the back stands your quarry. He fits the description, but there is something previously unnoticed in his eyes. A dark, otherworldly force. Who are you to think you can interrupt the work of the gloom? A dark energy engulfs his hands as he speaks. I will show you what you are dealing with.
Awful lot of gloom around here. So there's a bunch of doors in this room. Only the Bandit Commander may open the doors in the second room. And when he does so, there'll be enemies behind them, obviously. What else would be the purpose of him opening them? So we'll just move in here so that the brute doesn't eat any damage off of the end of our move. And get our elements back and smash. Please, please let this actually work. Okay, so we've drawn 2 cards off of that deck, and they've both been the ×0. This is very much what happened last time. I think that you tried to do something, but instead nothing happened, is such a bad thing to include in your design. I think there's got to be some kind of really compelling reason for that to exist, or it has to be avoidable or something. I am assuming that at some point we will get a little bit of control over the attack modifier deck, that there'll be things we can do to improve it in various ways. But I had to say, I find the base design here just absolutely baffling. Like, if you really want to convince somebody they're not going to have fun with your game right at the very beginning, I guess, a thing about board games is generally you get all the money up front. It's such a weird design to me. Wow, that is quite a long range attack. Okay, that again is definitely cleanly through a wall, but fine. So yeah, he's going to teleport around and add corpses to the battle, and they get to act immediately, which is frustrating. But he's also going to summon skeletons. So he's just about adding things that are going to cost you cards to the battle as quickly as he can. That's his whole deal. I'm as annoyed as I've ever been. And I don't think we can really hang around. Like, I think we got to do, like... I mean, we kind of can't not, though, right? Yeah, I got to hit her for 3. And then... I got to move. And I think I'm going to use the move off of Shield Bash, just to keep my turn nice and early. And then we can throw an attack backwards at her, since apparently there is direct line of sight through that wall. But I don't really want to. I want to be focusing on this guy as hard as possible. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He is out of range of Massive Boulder, of course. There is the like the move in from Crater, but also Crater's such a good card. I don't really want to burn it. So I think what we'll probably do here is like Rock Tunnel as just move 2. And Massive Boulder for his face. And you really want to hope that you're going to get to go early enough there, but it's hard to be sure. Okay. Well, he is in fact going before the Bandit Commander. I should also note the Bandit Commander is immune to stuns and immobilizes and basically anything you might want to do to a person who's doing what he's doing. All right. Show me +1. You owe me a +1. There we go. And let us enter the room. That is wild that it took 4 attacks to bring down a 5 health enemy. All right, the zombies do sometimes some number of the cards of their deck suffers 1 damage on them, so that's good for us. We are going to step. Okay, he is adjacent to that one. And yeah, focus up. ×0. The curses remain. We're drawing natural ×0 as often as possible. I did refresh my earth element at least. Yep. The good news is it just takes damage and does nothing. That's an encouraging start. So this is a pretty good time for Dirt Tornado. I might go Earth and Clod into Dirt Tornado here for you. And then you would like to move to a place where you can do something meaningful, which means we're probably looking at like grab and go. 1, 2, 3. Actually, even with 4 movement, I can't do anything that matters. That's pretty grim. And I don't have... Shoot, yeah, I don't have a single top half of a card that will do anything. Retaliate's not going to matter because I'm not going to put myself in a position where I'm close enough to an enemy. Loot 1 is not going to be relevant at either end of the... Yeah, that sucks a bunch. Shield Bash is gone. Ugh, the teleporting. The teleporting is very frustrating. Okay, well, that being the case, I think we're just gonna take 2 really slow cards. This could be a turn where we just go really late. I think that's fine. Yeah. Okay, cool. Craghart does get to lead. So this, with the bonus, feels like a no-brainer. some damage and some muddles and stuff. And also, I get to heal. Self, probably. Yeah, Dirt Tornado's fantastic. What a good card. I didn't see him attack someone one single time during the last play. It was all summoning skeletons and teleporting around the room. He summoned a lot of skeletons. It was actually very annoying. Okay. You are going to, I think, come around this side. And then skip your attack. You know, I was really thinking about this, but actually, creating obstacles might not be bad here. Yeah, I'm gonna go crater into avalanche. We'll just block, because of the way this room is constructed. A block here, like a block here and a block there, makes it very difficult for the things on the left side of the room to access us. And we have sort of like a controllable bottleneck up here. I do not hate that at all. And you are probably doing some pretty unexciting, like, move to and stab kind of moves here. Yeah. Wow. Doesn't get to go first off an 18. That's right. The bone summoning card is way early. Okay. He is healing self. That's fine. And the crag card is going before the living corpses, which is really important because they are moving too this turn and they would block it if they could. Okay, well, so you are, using this as a move. See if we can't just get rid of you as quickly as possible. You know, honestly, I'll probably never have a more meaningful moment for a stun, and she does have immobilizes. Yeah, the odds of us getting a kill there were not very high, so that is probably the Warhammer moment. Let's do this thing. Actually really like that. She didn't get to act because the stun. And now the question is, like, do we kill her? Or do we attempt to kill her? Or do we just have at the boss? And I guess we should kill her before she has the opportunity to do anything else, right? Goram it. Put our earth element back up. That's good. And then we got the walls here. It's actually going to be really awkward for the enemies to attack us. This is helpful. So you need to rest. This is a short rest. Your health is like really bad. But I think this is a short rest. The loss of Rumbling Advance sucks. But I think there's a lot worse cards it could be. We're never going to be, like, happy, right? So Dirt Tornado here obviously is not awful. It could be like Earthen Clod Dirt Tornado. Just heal and do a bunch of damage. Yeah, I think I like that. And then you also have to rest. And long resting will not refresh the Warhammer. I learned this. So I think given that you're still so healthy and stuff, I think you gotta go for the short rest. Warding strength is a bad one to lose because I think that's one of those abilities you do actually want to fire. I'm going to redraw. Okay, overwhelming assault sucks. That's probably worse. But I don't think there were a lot of cards that were. So I'd like to go. Do I really want to go that late? Because we could like go Leaping Cleave, which is very versatile, and also grab and go as probably our move. So I think I want to go after the Cragheart does. Most of the enemies won't be able to threaten us in any meaningful way. I think I'm going to stick with this. Okay, Cragheart's early, but not as early as we might like. Yep, just receive the damage. Okay, that's not so bad. So Dirt Tornado, I mean, yeah, turn this on, obviously. I think it's gotta be like this, right? Because it's gotta we gotta try to kill her with it. Okay, yeah, not too bad. We got our ×2 in there. Like, that's actually pretty handy. And then I think you need to heal. There's not a lot of range attacks in this party at this point, so I think you got to focus your healing on the brute here. Okay, and now the brute can... I think I want to just walk up to here and go for the... What are they doing this turn? Attack 4. But if I'm moving in to be able to throw the punch, I'm putting myself in that position anyway. I think I go for it. And he's going to teleport, which sucks, but... yeah, I'm good. Show me a +1 on this guy. I mean, he is muddled, so maybe he won't hit me super hard. Nope, 0 damage. -1 and 0 damage. Cool. The good news is the curses don't go back in the deck when it refreshes, so that's a curse that's lost permanently, but still, you know, obviously, you suck. Okay, 1's fine. Take a -2. These guys can't really do anything. And then the Bandit Commander teleports around the room like an asshole. Alright, so. The brute kind of has to jump out now, right? Except he... Yeah, I have trample. So... I can only move 4. There's no way to use the trample to actually deal damage to the Bandit Commander, but I can trample this guy and end up here. So it's probably just going to be like, yeah, Provoking Roar and trample, Provoking Roar mostly to try to make sure I get my movement in early, because the Bandit Commander doesn't attack that much. Disarming him's not really that relevant. And then Massive Boulder on these two is not horrible, but obviously I want to focus. They will stay together, right? We don't actually have to work that hard to hit them when they're together. So probably I want to be like cratering here. Do I have a move available that gives me... I don't. Rumbling Advance was my only movement that gives element. That's a shame. Because obviously I do really want to element up here. So I guess we're committing to Boulder as our attack then, because it gives the element. And then it doesn't really matter what we do as the move. I think it's probably like even that. All right, Bandit Commander is planning to attack this turn. That's cool. That's really good news. So we do that. +0 is a real shame. Okay, real damage though. And a disarm that's actually pretty meaningful. Hard to be too upset about that. And then I need to move 2 to here to be in range for my thing. God damn it. Finding all those time zeros. It's fine. Okay, the living corpses are going to have a hard time keeping up with us. They will not step on the traps. They're smart enough for that. I would love to opposing strike. I would love for the positions to be switched here. That said, crushing grasp probably is the actual answer on this one. And that'll refresh our element for us. And do we want to put up... I mean, I have a thing that creates element with a move. It just doesn't actually move you when it does it. But we need to... I guess we could just use kind of anything. So this is a case where whatever we do, whatever card we pick, we're using the basic move. Let's take backup ammunition now, actually, as our move. This is a time when we can afford the kind of like slow bad card. And what, like spare dagger warding strength? Just try to like really lay the damage on if I could get him before he moves somewhere. Okay, he's going to summon a skeleton adjacent to me, which I do not love. It moves after I do, at least. That's a move, too, that doesn't deal damage to you. That's a really annoying card. Did not see much of that. So there's definitely part of me that thinks it would be a good idea to do bottom half of warding strength right now. But no, I think we just got to like attack. We just got to do damage, right? All right, to stop him from summoning more skeletons. All right, show me a 2x. Nope. Skip the push. I don't actually want to push him. You want to do this and hopefully get a kill? Good enough. And then, do I want to move? If I'm moving, it's to start heading this way, right? The enemies are starting to get a little too close to my little hiding spot. If I go right here, then if this guy teleports with his next move, we can start a turn punching him really hard. I think I like that. And it keeps me safe enough from the undead. All right, what do we have left for you? Because you're in kind of a horrifying position. Retaliate 2. And gain an XP every time you retaliate. Probably not, right? I probably need to move. So let's go shield bash into like the movement from sweeping blow. Or is it step back 2 spaces and the attack from sweep? It's probably that, right? Yeah, but we lead with Shield Bash, obviously. And then you have Crater available, which only has 3 range. Yeah, I didn't think about that. But maybe this is a turn where I intentionally go very late. I'm gonna intentionally go very late, and we will make a turn out of this when it comes around. Okay, the Bandit Commander is summoning Living Bones. Don't love that. He's summoning it in a position where I don't get to hit it this turn for free either, which I also do not love. Okay, 3 damage on the Commander. So you have the ability to step twice or step once and then fire a 3 damage Crater. And maybe just kill the Bandit Lord this turn, as long as I make sure there's a spot for you to move into. These things are moving fast enough that they will get their attacks off. But if I just move once, if I move one space, those things won't. So yeah, we're going to take this as default movement to here. I sure wish these things would take more passive damage from their cards. Could really use it. Okay. Oh, ×2, huh? You know what? I'm cool burning that, actually. That's not a bad one. All right, so the Cragheart wants to... There's part of me that wants to just step up and smash these guys for 4. Or rather 5. That burns the card. And the Cragheart only has 4 cards left. Oh, no, sorry. Do we have 1? We actually only have 1 card that we burned. We could maybe have 4 to burn, and it would be really nice to get rid of these things. You don't get that many opportunities to really use Avalanche. I'm going to do it. Maximum Avalanche. All right, +0s are sufficient in both cases. Okay, so we have to short rest. Please don't burn Spare Dagger. That's actually fine. So we are going to Spare Dagger. And also, I'm going to lead with Shield Bash. The Spare Dagger throw is a thing to be much hoped for. And you are going to not actually have a real turn. I might short rest early, because we could really use something like Boulder or... Yeah. I'm going to... It's not my favorite thing in the world, but let's do an early short rest. Let's redraw. Unstable Upheaval is better than Dirt Tornado. Do we have... We don't have Element right now, so Dirt Tornado would be a little bit of a bummer to do. But like Massive Boulder, on the other hand. Massive Boulder seems great. And then... something that lets us step backwards. I might do the attack off of Crushing Grasp just to try to go earlier. Okay. Fingers crossed. This could be a kill that would prevent the summoning of another Living Bones. Hell yeah. And then what are they playing? Move 2. So we may as well back up. Well, actually, this is a move 2 that doesn't actually have them doing anything, and all of their cards are slow. You only have move 1. Yeah. I think I will just shield self. Let an enemy move adjacent, and then we'll do strike and step back next turn instead of step forward and strike. And this guy just stepped into Boulder, so that's fun. Do I want to hit him? Or do I want to hit the big... I think I'm going to hit the big guy. Because the 1 damage isn't reduced by the shields. That's probably net higher damage than we were going to get in any other way. And then I'm going to back up the full allotment. Because they are incoming. This helped, but honestly, as a whole, this has gone a lot better. I think mostly because the enemies have drawn worse cards. It does not feel like I'm really at the core of why it's working now, and that's a bummer. I would have won the last time if the enemies had been throwing like this as well. We use the movement from Provoking Roar. Yeah. Okay. So, it's a pretty perfect opportunity for this. Wow. That is a huge draw. And then, actually, I can't really move to a place where... Like, I'm going to take both these hits no matter what. Well, if the enemies choose to... No, I'm going to take these hits no matter what. So I may as well take these hits while standing on a space where I get some gold. So in order to do this the way I want, I need to target it here. Which means it only has range 2. And I need to stand... Well, I could stand here, right? Hold on. Because I can target it. It's in range as long as any part of the template is in range, I think. I think I could even do it from here. Yeah. Okay. Damage is not 100% what you might want, but we get the muddle. Here's hoping that's good enough to keep our friend alive. I will burn Sweeping Blow at this point. I don't think that's that big of a deal. Okay. Yeah, we've seen a lot more like minus ones and times zeros from the opponents than I did last time. So you have to rest, right? It's a short rest. This is fine to burn at this point, I think. So we have Leaping Cleave. Sorry, we have Spare Dagger into Leaping Cleave. And then you have... Sadly, no ability to get... There's a treasure chest over there, and I would love to grab it, but there's no universe where that happens, I don't think. Well, we have 5 movement. Okay, let me try Rock Tunnel and Crater. Oh, you suck. Are you pleased? Are you pleased with what you've done? At this point, does this change what I want to do? Probably not. I have enough. The Cry card has 1,000,000 cards. I have enough cards to win. Or to grab that and still win. So I think what I want to do here is... let's try to remove the skeleton. Because he's the more dangerous target. And also he can heal. Under some circumstances. And then actually I just want to move. Like to here, I think. Like just like really get away. This thing will tear itself apart eventually. But more than anything, this is about giving me the opportunity. We're not even going to attack. More than anything, this is about giving me the opportunity to see what's in a treasure chest. Okay. So you... 1, 2, 3, 4, of course. You can't get where you need to go. But we're doing that. And you are long resting? I think so. Just like buying time. Okay, you don't get to move this turn and you are suffering damage. So that's perfect. Okay, move to here. And just skip attack. You get to long rest, and you will drop Leaping Cleave. Okay, so that means we're going to short rest. It literally doesn't matter what we burn. We're going to go as early as possible. And it doesn't matter what else we do. Yeah, it actually can't matter what else we do. So I guess this is an okay time for, like, opposing strike. And then you will... Do I get to finish the turn? I'm worried that if I spare dagger him and he dies, I might not get to finish the turn. So I guess we're going to take these 2 cards because we have to take these 2 cards. Move 0. I don't even have to do anything. But yeah, I'm worried that if he dies, I won't get my treasure. So I guess we're just moving 2 spaces away and then ending the turn, which causes this hero to collapse at the end of the battle, or at the beginning of next turn. But the important thing is it lets me do this. Wait, what am I doing? I could just loot 1 in place. Am I allowed to... On your mercenary's turn during action selection. So if I hit skip move, now I can restart round. Yeah, sorry. I'm being a little silly here. I could do this in a way that's slightly more movement efficient. And if we get to open this, I'm hoping that there's something really worthwhile in it. Short rest. Yeah, okay. So we take Crushing Grasp because it allows us to pick loot. Weird. And then there's not a top half that I can do. So opposing strike it still is. Alright. So we're just going to do the same stuff, but, you know, more. But more good, though. More good, though. Not throwing the knife, because I'm scared I'll win. Hooray! Treasure chest found. It had 10 gold in it. That's just, okay. I mean, it's a lot of gold relative to what we usually pick up off the ground. So now we long rest just to leave you on the floor so that you seem to be a thing for a while. And then Dirt Tornado as a move. 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to be able to do anything. So Earth and Clod afterward, I guess. It's the thing I'm like least interested in trying to cast as an attack. Okay, like I said, it is going to rip itself apart. Range 5 is so close to mattering. Okay. Look at all that HP. Oh no! Alright, Crater and Massive Boulder. Alright, that's not a very good card, my friend. I will stop here upon the extra money. And not be able to attack, I believe? Yeah, once again, managing to stay perfectly one tile out of range. Alright, there are a lot of cards in his deck that cause him to instantly lose. That's fine. So we're going to do like Earth and Clod and Crater. Earth and Clod and Massive Boulder. So if somehow he survives the turn, we have our element up. Okay, we do get to finish the turn out, it seems. Wait, is that more gold? That looks like a larger amount of gold. Whatever. It says doorway. How am I supposed to be able to tell? All right.
Sifting through the carnage left by the battle, you find a cache at the back of the room containing the scrolls you were hired to collect.
So hold on a second. We have time to hang out and sift through things. Am I picking up all the gold at the end of battles?
You can't help but rifle through them a bit, but find that the writing upon them is in some unknown archaic language. One thing that does jump out at you, however, is a map of the northern countryside. A bend in the Still River is clearly marked as a point of interest.
Well, I do love a clear point of interest.
Contemplating whether you want to find out more about this so-called gloom, you decide that the spot could be a point of interest for you as well. But that can be forgotten for the moment. You pack up the papers and head back to Gloomhaven to collect your reward.
Okay. So we did manage the purist. The professional thing turned out not to be relevant because I didn't understand a rule, I think. I'm going to look into that in a little bit more detail. This is one where I did read the relevant part of the rule book, and I think I just missed the importance of the symbol on the weapon, maybe.
Meeting Jexera once again at the Sleeping Lion, you hand over the papers and are paid the agreed upon amount. You know, she whispers to you softly under the bustle of the tavern, if you're interested, I may have another job for you. A tribe of Inox in the Dagger Forest has ransacked a couple of my caravans headed to the capital. I told the militia, but they do nothing. She spits. I can point you in the direction of their encampment. If you can make an example of them, I will pay you even more. She places a crude map of the forest on the table and stands up, her jewelry clinking with the movement. Come find me when it is done.
What is an inox? Gloomhaven's prosperity has been influenced by your actions. Once enough prosperity is gained, Gloomhaven's wealth will increase. Increasing Gloomhaven wealth will unlock new items in the shop. Yeah, leveling up the city. Yeah, I get it. Okay, will allow you to create new characters of a level equal or lower than the current Gloomhaven wealth. Interesting. I would like more characters. I feel like I could do with another like 2 characters. Okay, so we just barely didn't manage to level either of our characters, which is really frustrating. So yeah, that's just investigate the bend in the Still River. Looks like Inox are kind of beastmen. Kill a number of enemies equal to 5 times the number of mercenaries. That seems pretty doable, I guess. There's something in the middle of that line of enemies there that is awfully interesting. So you've unlocked a perk. Okay, you have to get 3 points to earn a perk. Successfully completing a dungeon in the chosen battle goal rewards the merc with perk points. Collecting 3 of them will unlock a perk. This is the kind of thing you want to tell the player before they make selections. You can also unlock a perk by leveling up. Perks allow you to alter a mercenary's attack modifier deck. Okay, great. That's wonderful. And removing some of the nasty negative ones that keep creeping up in combat. So, what am I allowed to do? We're allowed to take out 4 of the zeros. What I really want to do, it looks like we cannot remove the time 0. That would be lovely. Ignore negative scenario effects, ignore negative item effects. Add 2 plus wind cards. Interesting. This would not be terrible. Add a +2 and muddle. I mean, I hate to be boring, but focus feels to me like the best of these options, right? You're gaining net 2 positive cards. I really don't want to be able to draw 2 negative 2s into a 0. Immobilizes and muddles are cool, but I really feel like just like the soft +2 of this is hard to argue with. So I'm assuming that symbol in the top right is also draw another card. Yeah, Verdant is definitely interesting, but I'm going to focus first. It does feel like it's the most boring option. Okay, so Gloomhaven's doing all right. We have some money that we could go shopping with. I guess let's have a city encounter. Maybe it will give us both 2 XP. Stop struggling. You're coming with me and there's nothing you can do about it. Ahead of you in the street, you see a pair of guards scuffling with a young boy dressed in rags. You snatch purses, you go to the ghost fortress. No way around that. But my family is starving, the boy cries. You recognize his voice from some of your dealings in the sunken market. He's given you helpful tips for mercenary work on a number of occasions. And also, we just don't let families starve, right? That's the kind of people that we are. You entreat the guards to let the boy go, but they are unmoved. With further pressing, they agree to do so only if you pay his criminal fine. The guards cuff the boy's ear and set him free. Yeah, that's fine. Because Billy is at a nice round 20, I'm gonna take all this money from nice. This gives me, I feel like we're most likely to be able to actually buy stuff here. So if we go to the temple, we can get 2 blessings. So 2 extra X2s for 10 coins. For the entirety of the next quest, not just the next battle, huh? Honestly, it feels pretty good. Let's go merchant and see what's up at the merchant. So this adds 2 -1s, but you have 2 shielding. Disadvantage on the first 2 attacks of this is okay. See, these are things you tap, and as such you would ready them on a long rest. During your melee attack, add poison to a single attack. That's interesting. We have so much better of a sense of this stuff, of what it really means. What would I want to buy? See, this is the thing. I'm looking at all of this and thinking, hey, maybe the best thing to do would just be to go take some blessings. The shoes are interesting. And unfortunately, these shoes are more interesting for Billy than they are for Nice. Billy is the one who really can't afford to buy them. Well, I guess poison, +1 attack to all their attacks against a poison character. And yeah, it doesn't wear off naturally. So like poisoning a boss or something, it's just plus damage all of to every attack the boss will get hit with forever. Certainly something. I really hate the armor penalty of the hide armor. You wanna have the negating perk for something like that. I think I might just take a blessing. Like the most important thing to do for right now is like get established, and blessings help you play better cards because you're, theoretically you're getting a couple of better actions, which means you're in a safer position. Yeah, I think we're just going to spend our money on blessings. And I'm going to bless them both. I think this is worth it. We do still have money for another helmet. Am I allowed to just like transfer money between the characters? Because I feel like Nice would be willing to give Billy $2 for a helmet. Like if I press buy item here, what will happen? It allowed me to do it. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. 10 and 10. In my head, I was like, one of them has 8 and the other one has 18. I had 10 gold. That's why math. That's the math makes that sensible. Okay. So part of me likes the relative certainty of continuing to work for our wealthy employer. I think that's maybe the move. Let's head out to the Inox thing. That is a lot of Inox. 10 enemies is a lot. But like, what did we take down in that last mission? It was what? 3 skeletons, 4 zombies, 2 archers, plus another archer. Yeah, that was 10. And one of those guys was a boss. Although obviously skeletons are pretty soft as far as enemies go. A lot of those enemies pretty soft. Yeah, I think we're probably going to the Inox encampment. I do think, though, that I guess this is actually a decision that could be made later. I think this is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we're taking on a new thing and hopefully just, not getting decked out of encounters. Like I said, I really don't feel the stone obstacles in the middle of that room were cool and helpful, but between the amount of movement I was able to do and the traps that the enemy archer laid down before dying, I wasn't really getting attacked by the zombies last time, the one that I didn't, where I discarded the recording, because they're just very slow, right? It's very easy to just sort of backpedal and swing. It really feels like it came down to the enemy's drawing worse cards. And that's a bad feeling. And I doubt we'll ever get the ability to modify the enemy's deck. So a lot of that like extreme variance is just gonna always be that way. It's a little bit of a bummer. Anyway, come back next time for a new kind of enemy in a new kind of encounter, and we'll see you then.